Hey everybody, it's Jay with Wise Product. You know, the way the economy has been with a lot of downsizing across tech industries and with the emergence of AI, we're seeing a lot of commentary from people about whether or not AI is coming for your jobs, and particularly product management jobs.
No, man. No, man. I believe you get your kick saying something like that, man.
Product management is often at the center of a lot of things going on within a company. So when you're looking for redundancies and you're looking for issues, it's real easy to go look at the product management team and go, wow, strategy does a little bit of this, marketing does a little bit of this, CS does a little bit of this. Maybe we can reduce the role of product. And if not reduce the team, maybe, I don't know, theoretically eliminate them entirely.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Now, don't laugh too much, but I read an article the other day that just said that. It said, it was on Medium, great article, great author, good take. The title was, AI is going to replace product managers. Not a prediction, that is fact.
I wanted to say artificial intelligence is coming for all your jobs.
Paraphrasing a little bit, look it up on Medium, you'll find it, great read. There's another article that said, aren't product managers just redundant? And both authors were making the point that there's a lot of redundancy within companies around product management and that there's opportunity for AI to potentially replace them. Now, I take articles like that with a bit of a grain of salt. Look, I think both articles were written by one person I think was in strategy and more on the business side of things. Another was more of an engineer. And look, they're just as afraid of losing their job as anybody else and protecting their career. So they're going to obviously write an article that favors the responsibility staying within their realm rather than staying with product. But then I also took a step back and thought of, came to the realization that, but wait, most companies don't grow with any intent. They just grow organically. And what I mean by that is when you start off as a small company, you don't have every role filled and you have strengths and weaknesses amongst your team. And you deal with those strengths and weaknesses as best you can, which means that sometimes responsibility ends up in a department you didn't anticipate. For example, customer success, owning strategy for some reason. I've seen that. All right, because you had a strong person who was very passionate about driving strategy for the company, and they just happened to be in head of CS or part of the CS team. And a few years later, strategy is still part of the CS team, but not part of a corp dev strategy team or a separate strategy team or part of the product team. So you end up with these weird redundancies across organizations as they grow like that. So yeah, as companies get bigger and they start looking at the market and potential recession and high inflation and the purse is really tight on capital, where can we cut? Yeah, you look for redundancies like that. So I could see that part of the argument. And then of course AI. I don't know how much you've explored with AI, but AI can do a lot. And I've been part of a few panel discussions recently where we've talked about the future of AI with a bent towards software development and tech. And yeah, there's a world in which AI could potentially reduce the amount of work that product managers have to do. Could it replace them? As I thought more and more about this, I thought, it'd be great to deep dive on this topic and actually publish a few articles on that. So I'm announcing that in March, I'm going to be doing just that. I'm going to launch a 3-part series of articles, followed up by a panel discussion sometime in April. Stay tuned for the date on that. The first article is going to be called Foundation, and I'm going to set the groundwork for the basic information you need to understand as a product manager of the types of roles that exist in the realm of product management with an eye towards where those things align or can overlap within a company. The next article, iRobot, is going to look at what AI can actually do. What can AI change for product managers in the near term, in the next few years? And therefore, what roles might be impacted by significant change in that space if companies were to take advantage of it? The last article, the last question, asks, where do I think we're going? Where practically in the next 3 to 5 years will product management evolve? And what tools will be available to accomplish that? And more importantly, where do you as a product manager or you as a product leader need to position yourself or your company to take most advantage of the technology and kind of the modern way of thinking where we're going to be? Like and subscribe to get all the content. Hey everybody, one last thing. If you don't know the reference for the titles of the articles that I'll be publishing throughout March, remember their Foundation, iRobot, The Last Question. Google it, have a good laugh. Let's chat throughout the month.